Hey there, my name is Suman and welcome to Purple Pie Studios. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the essential infographics animation tricks that I've used in this animation project. So, let's get started. We're going to start with the bar charts animation with the numbers. So, we're going to automate the animation with expressions. Let's start with adding a text layer. And let's rename the layer. Let's apply slider controller. Now, under the text layer, under text, there is a property called source text. We're going to pick up this with the slider. Now, if we change the value of the slider, it is going to change the text as well. Now, if you try to animate it right now, it is going to show the decimal values. So to avoid it, we have to edit the expression. So we're going to round off the number for this one. So let's add math.round and open the bracket here, and at the end of the expression, we're going to close the bracket and add a semicolon. Now if you animate it, it is not going to show the decimal values. Now we want to link this bar chart with this slider controller. So let's lock this effect controls panel. Now in the bar chart, first we are going to add the trim paths. Under the trim paths in the end property, we are going to add another expression, which is the linear expression. So in linear expression, there are all total of 5 variables. First one is the reference variable. Then there is the minimum and the maximum variable, and then there is the limit which you want to add on these expressions. So let's add the linear expression over here. Type in linear, and inside the bracket, when this cursor is over here, we are going to pick up this with the slider controller. After that, add a comma, and then we have to add the minimum and the maximum, which is over here it is going to be 0 and 100. Then we have to add another limit values for this property. So the end value is only available from 0 to 100%. So we want the complete range of this value. So we are again going to add 0, 100. Let's add a semicolon. And after that, when we move this, you can see it is going to even move the bar chart. We do not have to animate it separately over here. Now the only thing that left is to move this text layer with the bar chart itself. So for that, we have to apply another linear expression on the Y position property of this text layer. So separate the dimension, and we have to check out the minimum and the maximum value of the Y position. So when the bar is maximum, the Y position property's value is 300 pixels. Now when it is going to be minimum, it is going to have somewhat like 760. Let's check out. Yeah, 760 is perfect. So this is the value range we want for the linear expression. So let's give it 300 for now, and let's add the linear expression. Now this time we are going to start with the reference value of this end property. After that, let's add a comma, and then we are going to give 0, 100%, which is going to be the minimum and the maximum value. And then we are going to keep the range of this Y position value. So that is going to be from 760 to 300. And let's add the semicolon at the end. Now let's check out the slider. Now you can see the bar chart is also animating, the text layer is also animating, and even the position property. In the similar manner, you can also animate this slider. Next, we are going to learn how to animate the pie charts. So let's add a circle shape over here. Now select the layer, apply an effect called radial wipe. And now all you have to do is animate this transition completion. Now there are multiple customization options over here. With start angle, you can even change the angle of the pie chart. Not only that, you can even move the center wipe point. You can also add some feathering over here. If we increase the value and let's check out, you can see the edges are now feathered out like this. You can get a very nice effect with this feathering animation, just like this. Also, you can change the direction of rotation or even both ways like this. Now we're going to learn some morphing techniques. So we're going to learn how to morph a web UI to a mobile phone UI like this. So here we have the web page version of the UI, and we have to morph it in shape of the mobile phone. First, we're going to add a null layer, and let's move the null layer exactly at the center of this composition window. Let's parent everything with this null layer, and let's name this controller. Now we're going to add that pop animation. So open the scale property, add a keyframe. Let's jump on to next 8 frame and let's scale it down by 10%. And now let's jump on to next 6 frame, and here we are going to add some overshoot with the scale property. So let's scale it up to around 104. Let's jump on to new few more frames and let's add 98 and let's give it 100.6, and then it finally gets back to 100%. Let's easy is the keyframe and let's check out. I think here we can scale it down even more so that we can have that impact of a tap animation. So let's give it 80%. Alright, now during this tap animation, we are going to morph the UI. So here is the matte layer. We're going to add the track matte, the alpha matte with this matte layer. So select all these UI components and use this matte as the alpha matte. After that, we're going to scale it down. So first, let's open the shape path property. Let's convert this to Bezier path. Let's select the shape path and let's open the borders shape path. Let's convert it to Bezier path again, and we're going to pick with this path. Now we're going to start animating the shape path property of this border. Let's jump on to somewhere around here. We're going to morph it over here. So we're going to give it the shape of a mobile phone. This one I think is looking pretty good. Let's easy is the keyframe. And here we're going to decrease the ease at the start and end the animation with a little ease. Also, I would like to start the animation somewhere around here. First, let's check out the animation. I think we can start the animation over here and just speed up the morph animation. Let's start the animation from this point where the tap animation is starting. I think this one is looking better. And after that, when it's morphing, we have to select this to UI, open the position property, and we have to move this one out like this one also out like this. Easy is the keyframe. Go to the motion graph editor. Let's change this to speed graph and give ease at the end, and we're going to decrease the ease at the start. Now after that, we're going to select this UI3, open the position property, and we're going to move it outside. Let's easy is again. Now let's select this keyframe and we're going to copy the motion graph with the help of ease copy. Click on copy and select this set of keyframe and paste the ease over here. Let's check it now. Now we're going to modify these two UI elements accordingly. Let's select these two UI elements, add a keyframe on the position and the scale property. And here we're going to scale it up in the y-axis. Let's move it down over here and let's scale it down in the x-axis. For this UI element, again do the same. Now select the keyframes and paste the ease from ease copy, and here it is. So that is it for this video. I hope you learned something new from this tutorial which you can use in your future projects. So if you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the techniques, then make sure to comment down below. I would be happy to help you out. And if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all future updates. Until then, goodbye.